Здравствуйте, здравствуйте, дорогие друзья, с вами Серега Корж Гамес, и мы с вами возвращаемся в НБА 2К14. Сезон 1979-1983 игра. Индиана Патчерс против Сан-Антонио Спёрс. Давайте я сразу вам назову ростер. Итак, что ж, Индиана, Майк Бентон, Дудли Брэдли, Корки Калхорн, Рон Картер, Фил Чиньер, Джонни Дэвис, Джеймс Эдвардс, Джо Хассет, Клемон Джонсон, Миккей Джонсон, Билли Кинг, Джон Каустер, Джордж МакГиннис и Тони Зено. Два новичка, Дудли Брэдли и Тони Зено. 15 место пока свободно, но его кто-то скоро, естественно, займет. Что ж, Сан-Антонио, Тим Бассет, Харри Дэвис, Мик Эванс, Мик Галле, Джордж Гервин, Пол Гриффин, Ларри Кеннон, Ирф Кифин, Сильвестр Норрис, Марк Олбердинг, Уилли Пек, Кевин Рестани, Джон Шумате и Джеймс Силас. В Сан-Антонио у нас 4 новичка. Это Мик Эванс, Ирф Кифин, Сильвестр Норрис и Уилли Пек. Наверное, самая известная звезда это, конечно, Джордж Гервин. У него рейтинг 90. Ну а в составе Индианы, скорее всего, будет у нас блистать Билли Кинг и Джордж МакГиннис. Но это все еще только начало. Ладно, давайте начинать. Лайки, комментарии, как всегда, приветствуются. Если хотите задонатить, ссылочка, как всегда, видна в закрепленном комментарии. Поехали. НБА, сезон 1979-1981 тур. Индиана Патчерс, Сан-Антонио Спёрс.
Thanks so much for tuning into the NBA here on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's going to be the Indiana Pacers up against the San Antonio Spurs. And that'll do it from the studio. Let's get you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports broadcast crew at the arena. I'll see you back here at halftime.
And we see the Spurs getting ready to go. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First for Indiana, we've got Edwards. He'll be battling under the boards to get the job done, both on offense and defense. And it's McGinnis in at the 4 spot. And for San Antonio,
well, Indiana's success last season was built around its defensive prowess, and they usually would set the tone at the start of the game. They were one of the best in the league at allowing the fewest first quarter points.
and it's going to be the Spurs off the tip. The feed to Gervin. Off the left rim and out.
Really high-quality shot there, just a little off with his release.
That miss right there will definitely leave him shaking his head.
Outside, Davis. And there's the pass tonight. Shot clock at 5. Number 9. No good on the 3. Here's Silas. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
You know, size-wise, this is not a great one-on-one matchup for him, but he got that shot to go.
But you wouldn't know it by how he finished. That's a nice hoop there.
Now, here is Knight. Indiana moving it around. Here's McGinnis. Swiped away.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But, you know, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Number 35.
You know what?
So Indiana will take it the other way. It's Davis on the wing. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
You know, something we're seeing less and less of these days, that little finger roll.
For San Antonio, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Goes up with a strike, and Davis sends it back. And here's the fast break. Davis leading the way. And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. And here is Knight. Pass to McGinnis. Backs in. 6 to shoot. Count the bucket. McGinnis has got his first 2 points. On defense, the Pacers. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, I spoke with the head coach of the Pacers. We talked about how they plan to get their points against one of the elite defenses in the NBA. He said, well, it comes down to execution. If we're getting good looks, that's really all I care about. Sometimes they fall, sometimes they don't, but that doesn't change our approach. And of course, at the other end, we've got to match them stop for stop. Guys, we'll see who can walk away with the W. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris. And dealing with the sort of defense they're facing is not an easy challenge.
No, but they've got a few weapons of their own that they can counter with, so it's not exactly a one-sided battle.
Maybe so, Steve, but those weapons are still going to have to perform at a really high level for them to have a chance to be successful.
Number 35. McGinnis covering. Gets it to go. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Back to Knight. He kicks to Davis. He dishes it to Knight. 6 on the shot clock. And the Pacers tack on 2 more. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Silas, he's guarded by Davis. Gets it to go. He's got 6.
How about that, going up strong? I mean, he doesn't care how much height he's giving up. It's attitude with him.
Passes it to Knight. Trying his luck deep. A rebound by the Spurs. Back to Griffin. Number 35. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
And he's someone the defense has to keep track of at all times because, you know, even when he doesn't have the ball, he moves so well without it. He's constantly a threat to catch and shoot.
And he is also a tireless worker under the glass, Steve. More than a few guys have been on the receiving end of one of his elbows when the rebound is up for grabs. He uses his body very well.
And Indiana making a change here. Indiana trailing here. Davis with it. Dishes it to Bradley. Kicks it to Knight. Back to Bradley. Pass to Davis. 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Here's Silas. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Going back to the Pacers once more, you knew they wanted to emphasize defense each game, and Steve, they would always come out and get right in the offensive player's face to start the game.
And they allow the fewest first quarter points of any team in the league last year, Kevin. That's a great way to kind of set the tempo, set the tone in a ball game. And the Pacers were able to establish that defense right away.
First one falls for him.
And as you might expect for the team with the second best record in the West, the Spurs dominated the East last season, played each team twice for a total of 30 games, and went 25-5 in that stretch.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And Clark, back to what you said about the Spurs and the East, it was far and away the best record against the conference, Steve, for a team in the West.
Yeah, the second best record was Memphis with 22 wins. So kind of scary to think that they rested their big stars a few times against teams in the East, and they were still able to put up that kind of a record.
The Pacers making a change here. And San Antonio has possession. They lead by 4. Guys, this offense very effective.
Going right at it. And this is where you just start picking apart the defense, and now you take their confidence away. You can really take control of this game.
The Spurs last year were as tough as always in San Antonio. Hard not to beat when you win 50 games every season. Ended up with a 35-6 record at home, which was good for the third best in the league.
And the first one drops. And with the Spurs, they are just so consistent every time they take the court. You always, Steve, expect them to get a win when they play in this building.
And the two teams with better home records in the NBA were the Nuggets and the Heat, both of whom had huge win streaks. But as you said, it's the Spurs' consistency every time out that lets them pile up these home wins without anyone really thinking much about it.
Well, I tell you what, the Pacers did a lot of good things last year. Defended well, protected the rim and their home court. Really, the one area for improvement is probably the road record. They could get better in that area.
That drops. San Antonio leading by 3. It's Davis on the wing. It's Gervin on the wing, all alone. And he nails the jumper. Gervin's got his first points of the game. Well, Clark, as you said, the Pacers didn't play as well as they had hoped to on the road for a team that won the division. They were 19-21 away from Indianapolis, and Steve, not the kind of record they wanted to end with.
No, but if you're around 500 then you can control your home court, you're going to have a good season. And that's exactly what Indiana did. They ended up with the 3rd seed in the East, and all in all, a terrific year.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Let's see how long they can keep it going. This is quite a start.
The Spurs making a switch here. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
And the points they're getting in the lane will really help them open up the floor.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
Now, here's Bradley. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. We've got 1:48 left in the first quarter. Evans outside. Outside, Davis. Shot clock at 6. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Gale. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Gets the bucket.
They haven't been able to stifle him defensively here.
Now their offense continues to click.
Pacers trail by 10. Number 10, covered by Evans. Here's Johnson. From 16 feet away, he cans it.
And they have to mix it up defensively. That was just too easy.
The Spurs have gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. Evans dishes to Davis. He feeds it to Evans. 5 to shoot. Number 34. He's guarded by Johnson. Great D that time from Johnson. The dish now to Johnson. Johnson off the pick from Johnson. The shot by Johnson, no good.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
And Davis can't get it to go. Feeds to Johnson. And he hits the jump shot. Here's Evans. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Spurs. They're up by 6. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. And guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
Really good sign offensively the way they started this game out, getting a lot of hoops from close range.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get baskets inside. I know you were a three-point shooter, Steve, and a really good one, but it's always easier to score in the paint.
And the Pacers with possession here. After the missed 3 from Evans, cans the shot from the wing. Spurs leading by 4. Number 34 is guarded by Johnson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
One quality of his that really stands out is his skill as a screen setter in the pick and roll. Actually, he's good on both ends of that play, but I really like putting him in that situation.
And, Steve, you know, being a good finisher in the pick and roll requires timing and athleticism, and he's got both.
And he makes the first.
You know, in order to win your division, you have to be able to win games against the rest of your conference, and that's exactly what Indiana did last season. A tough team and a tough division, and they gave no ground to other teams in the East.
And so he makes both from the line. And the Pacers, as you mentioned, Clark, very solid against the other teams in the East as they would cruise to a 31-20 record against the rest of the conference.
And really, that's because this team is built to handle anything that's thrown at them. Given it's a big, strong, kind of old-school team. They'll pound you inside, they rebound, they protect the paint. There aren't a lot of matchups that seem to bother this team.
Spurs leading by 6. We play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. And there's the feed to Evans. Clock at 6. Left block shot on the way, and he overshot that one, missing. Pacers trail by 6. McGinnis with the screen on Evans. Back to Bradley. Indiana moving the ball around. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Bradley's got his first basket. Spurs shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Bradley against Evans. Number 34. Nice shot from 10 feet out. And the Spurs lead by 6. For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. There's the screen. The pass to McGinnis. Fires from 14. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Misses from close range.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
Outside Bradley. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to McGinnis. 13 feet away. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Spurs leading by 6. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Number 53 connects in the foul line jumper. Now here's Bradley. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Passes it to Edwards. 6 to shoot. The shot misses. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. He kicks to Gervin. Tries from 10. No good off the back of the rim.
And the defense did a pretty good job of closing off the middle once he got inside the lane.
It's Bradley on the wing with the lead pass. Number 44. Can't get it to go. San Antonio leading by 8. And there's the second dunk to finish it off. Nice hops and determination that time. Clark to get to the rim.
We know he can bounce, and right there an example of how dangerous he is when he's got a path to the hoop.
And you love the versatility, guys. Being a point guard, and in this situation, they tack on 2 more points, expanding the lead in a pretty deflating way for the defense.
And the Pacers call time here.
And what an amazing run it was for the Spurs last year in the postseason. Swept the Lakers, survived Golden State, and then dismantled Memphis on their way to the NBA Finals. And then, of course, were seconds away from another championship banner.
McGinnis, who's checked in for the Pacers. San Antonio on defense. He passes it to Edwards. Oh, trying for it. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Now getting back to the Spurs, they look better and better as they went deeper into the playoffs, Clark. Heat were thought to be the heavy favorites at the start of the NBA postseason. But when they met in the finals, thoughts on who would win, I think, were pretty much split.
Yeah, and eventually, this was one heck of a series because the Spurs not only had experience and talent, but they had multiple options offensively and did such a terrific job sharing the ball. They took the Miami Heat to the limit, but at the end of the day, it came down to LeBron James and Dwayne Wade rising to the challenge.
And he drops it in from the low post. And the Spurs lead by 12.
And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. What a finisher.
What I love about watching him play, Steve, is his terrific agility and body control. Even with the multiple defenders closing in, he contorts his body at angles that really give him a chance to make shots from weird positions all the time. You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
Shot clock at 6. He dishes it to Gervin. Launches it. No good. Pacers trail by 10. Knight passes to Edwards. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time.
These guys know each other well, clearly, because that was a beautiful pass.
Spurs have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. We've got 1:55 left in the first half of basketball. It's hauled in by Edwards. And Indiana shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. Dishes it to Knight. Indiana moving the ball around. Pass to McGinnis. Baseline J on the way. Shot is blocked.
He just has not been a viable option for them this quarter.
And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Bradley's checked in for Indiana. .131 left to play here in the half. The pass to McGinnis. Shot denied.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Silas. He's guarded by Knight.
Hit me, I'm open.
6 on the shot clock. Kicks it to Gervin. The high post shot. No good.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Here's Knight. Off target at the rim.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
He feeds it to Griffin. Edwards there. Shot to end this cold run. And Griffin with the layup. And the Spurs lead by 10. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Davis kicks to Knight. 20 seconds left in the first half. Bradley passes to McGinnis. And blocked.
Nothing's going right for him right now. He's kind of lost it here in the quarter.
There's the dish to Gervin. Davis is on. Left side, Gervin. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. And now a 12-point Spurs lead.
Tell you what, he is so difficult to guard, especially on a shot like that one.
And that concludes the first half. Spurs lead by 12. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's halftime, and I'm Damon Bruce, ready to bring you our halftime show. San Antonio on top against Indiana. Anybody finding it difficult to breathe in here? Maybe it's because the defense has been suffocating. A productive first half for the Iceman, George Gervin. Everything's finding its way through the rim, and he's been filling it up early. And doing their best to stay alive, the Indiana Pacers. They've been getting roundly outplayed up to this point, and they'll need a bounce-back effort to make up for it in the second half. And that's it for us here in the studio. Time to send it on back out to Kevin Harlan and the gang for the start of the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a Pacers trail by 12. Davis dishes to Knight. Pass to McGinnis. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
And for the Pacers, oh so close to a finals berth last season. They took the Heat to 7 games, but in the end, part of the problem was turnovers. That's what brought them down. They averaged 40% more miscues than the Heat for that series.
Now here's Gervin. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. James Edwards pulls it in. And for the Pacers, turnovers were an issue all season. They had the 3rd highest turnover percentage in the league over the regular season streak.
And they were in the bottom 5 in assist percentage. So, while they're doing a lot of things well, particularly defense and pounding teams inside, they can make some major improvement in terms of playmaking and just taking care of the ball.
And the Spurs with possession here after the miss from Davis. Number 53, Griffin trying to get open. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And the Spurs lead by 14. Passes it to McGinnis. Feeds it to Knight. He kicks it to Davis. He passes to McGinnis. Back and down. No good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way.
I'd love to see them impose their will a little bit more on the backboard. Usually that's a great way to take control of the game.
Well, they haven't been able to do that yet, but it's something they're certainly capable of.
Their low post defense has to show some improvement, guys.
Yeah, of the last 10 points, Steve, 8 have come from in tight.
Timeout called the Pacers.
He's forcing shots offensively, hurting his team in the process. He needs to trust his teammates more.
The Pacers making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Here is Edwards. Outside, Davis. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Boy, they couldn't hook up there on what's really a pretty basic pass.
Spurs leading by 16. The feed to Gervin. A floater gets the bucket.
They've been so efficient in the paint in this game. That's an area they totally dominated.
Once they ID'd the edge they had inside, they just continued to attack it.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. Free throw good, Gervin.
You always want to try to win the free throw game when you're playing basketball. And the Spurs, while not getting to the line as much as their opponent or as much as they have in the past, they maximize their opportunities by shooting 80% from the stripe.
Now here is Davis. Back tonight. They grab their own miss, and that is good.
And they get one to go now after missing their first 3 shots. Maybe this will kick them into gear.
Spurs have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. San Antonio calls timeout. And Clark, what you said about the Spurs at the line, that's what the top teams do. They don't let their opponents get away with fouls and Steve Lee points at the charity stripe.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Over the course of the season, a lot of games get decided by just a couple of points. And if your team is able to make free throws at a high rate, like the Spurs, shooting just under 80% last year as a team, that's good for a big chunk of wins during the season.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Here's Davis, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 19.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
Now here's Johnson. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Here's Silas. Great D that time from Davis. Pacers trail by 19. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. The Pacers shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And the first one at the line is good. Johnson, he's checked in for James Edwards. And both free throws good for Davis. And San Antonio has possession. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Johnson up top. That's in there. Davis with the assist. 6 points for Johnson. Spurs leading by 17. Griffin a screen on Davis. On the wing, Davis. He dishes it to Griffin. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Gervin's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Yeah, they're getting outclassed in the paint at both ends, really.
Johnson left side. This is to Johnson. Backs down. And he converts the layup.
You know, they'll want to generate more of those shots in tight, guys.
The Spurs have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Outside, Davis. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Spurs.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And they're getting so much penetration on the defense that they're getting a lot of easy buckets as a result of breaking down that defense.
And that one falls for Davis. Knights checked in for Indiana. And both free throws good for Davis. And it's the Pacers with the ball. 19-point game. Knight on the wing. Clock at 6. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
Difficult to explain that turnover. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did, but he really lost his place on the court.
Scottie Pippen's checked in for Davis. Spurs leading by 19 points. Spurs passing it around. Number 53 is guarded by Johnson. Number 53 goes back up. Griffin. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's his first trip to the line. The free throw drops for Griffin.
Look at the free throw percentage. Unblemished since halftime, Clark. That's pretty nice.
I'd go farther than that, Steve. How about perfect?
McGinnis, he's checked in for Johnson. Griffin hits them both. Pacers trail by 21. Pass to McGinnis. Boy, he just hasn't been able to get his shot to fall.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Picked by Griffin. Down low, 6 to shoot.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. And he does it as well as anyone. Tremendous skill in the air.
Timeout called the Pacers.
You know, he just isn't pleased at all with the looks they've given up defensively inside. So I think this timeout is all about trying to get his group to tighten up defensively.
They just don't look very sharp to me on the defensive side.
And Indiana making a change here. Now Edwards, number 9. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. That one on Pippen. For Indiana, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. The first one falls. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Spurs leading by 21. Evans outside. Now the pass to Gervin. Number 53. Wide open shot is on the money. 6 points for him. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Kicks tonight. Pass to McGinnis. Working inside. The Pacers making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. .124 left to play in the third. Pass to McGinnis. Knight. Lock at 6. From beyond the arc. Indiana again missing.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
And that one's good. Gervin. 59 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Number 9, covered by Evans. Gervin with the steal. Goes up. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And Indiana making a change here. .46 seconds left in the third quarter. He feeds it tonight. The dish to Davis. He kicks it to Johnson. Tries from 7. And that one goes long.
Well, I like his determination and his attitude and aggressiveness, but the defense wasn't going to back off that shot. They were tight on it.
To the inside. It's intercepted. shot, no good.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenged him.
Feeds to Gervin. With one on the clock, another one falls for San Antonio.
Well, they played terrific basketball at both ends, and that's why this lead is totally out of control.
Really been an almost flawless game for him, Steve. No doubt about it.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Spurs out in front, running away with it. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Number 54. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and two shots coming up.
Come on, you can hit these.
And he knocks down the first one. That one misses. And the Pacers shooting under 40% all in all for the game. And they call an illegal screen here.
Well, if you're going to set a screen like that, you've got to make sure your feet are set.
I agree with you, and I thought maybe he was set that time, Steve. I thought it was a good screen on his part.
Here's Silas. The Pacers pull it in. Davis has got 3 rebounds now in this one. From about 16, a rebound by the Spurs. The steal. And here we go. Number 10 cranes the jumper to finish the break. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Silas. 11 feet out and he hits it. Here's Indiana now. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Johnson gets the bucket. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. There's the pick on the wing, Davis. They get it back. It's Davis on the wing. And taken away by Johnson. 4-on-3 break. Number 44. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. And the Spurs with possession here. Here's Silas. Great tee that time from Davis. The Pacers have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Left side, Davis. Shot clock at 6. Backs him down. Shoots the 3. Can't get it to go. And the Spurs going the other way now. It's rebounded by Indiana.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And it's rejected, but he recovers it. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. The Pacers making a switch here. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Evans outside. Number 34, McGinnis covering. Back to Evans. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's a good screen. The shot is off.
Well, I like the defense there. Right up in his grill, didn't give him a chance.
Here's Knight. Blocked. And here's the break. Number 54. Finish off the break.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
And so here is Indiana. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Pass to McGinnis. Backing in. The jump hook. Shot is no good.
It's been a great day for them on the boards, Clark. That's definitely been a major factor in building this big lead.
And, you know, from a number standpoint, the advantage might not be that large, but they have been manhandling them inside.
Here's Gale. There's the block. And here is Knight. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket. He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and, Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
And the Pacers with possession here. After the basket by San Antonio. He passes to McGinnis. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake.
Picture perfect with the turnaround. There's no stopping that shot.
For San Antonio, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Number 21. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Well, he recognized the advantage size-wise, and he went right at the defender. That's how you do it.
Pacers have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. That is good.
Crafty pass work there, getting it down low for the easy deuce.
Evans outside. Number 21. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
.137 left in the fourth quarter. Number 9, covered by Evans. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. The first free throw is good. The Pacers making a switch here. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Getting to the stripe is something they've been doing a lot of in the second half, guys.
And when you're behind, I think that's a great strategy. Not only do you get easy points, but the clock stops as well.
So it's San Antonio now. Number 34 is guarded by Johnson. Here's Davis, and it's San Antonio with another.
And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And Steve, they did it in style, a beat down the entire way.
There's the feed tonight. The pass to McGinnis. Off the screen, and that's good off the glass that time.
You know, if this had come earlier, they might have been able to get back into it.
Yeah, but as it is, too little, too late.
Outside, Davis. There's 38 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Evans up top. It's hauled in by McGinnis.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
Evans outside. Number 34, McGinnis covering. Number 34, and it's wide right. It's off the rim.
That's one he knows he should have made.
Number 42, offline. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports
Так, ну
crew,
что ж,
thanking you for tuning in.
заканчивается у нас матч. Сан-Антонио выигрывает довольно-таки с крупным счетом. Ну и звездой матча становится Джордж Гэрвин. Как ни странно. По-моему, он даже становится у нас и лучшим бомбардиром лиги. Но давайте сейчас точно уточним. Чтобы не было, так сказать, никаких проблем. Так, статистика. Статистика, да. Джордж Гэрвин 19 очков, 1 подбор, 3 паса, 1 перехват, ни одного блока, 9 из 14 забил, 0 трехочковых, 1 штрафной забил, фолов нету, 2 данка. Джеймс Силас 16 минут сыграл, 12 очков, 1 подбор, 2 передачи, 5 из 11 забил, 2 штрафных, 1 фол, ни одного данка. Ну и остальные ребята вот такие вот имеют результаты. В составе Индианы Джордж МcGinnis 10 очков набирает. Ну и все остальные довольно-таки так плохо сыграли. Так, 19, да? Сейчас сразу погляжу, посмотрю. Вроде бы так и есть. А нет, Джулиус Ирвинг 21 очко у нас, конечно же. И Гус Вильямс также 21 очко у нас уже набирали. Что ж, ладно, с вами был Серега Гомес. Не забывайте подписываться, ставьте лайки, оставляйте комментарии. Переходите по всем ссылочкам в закрепленном комментарии. Ну и, как всегда, увидимся на следующих трансляциях, в следующих видосах. Всем пока.